This is ABC15 Mornings.
For longer than a month, non-essential businesses order to close. Over the next few days, though, we will see a lot of them opening again. But is it happening too soon and putting the risk of health, people's health, at risk?
And as bad as expected, the Labor Department releasing April's unemployment report, and we just experienced the worst month ever for job losses.
Plus, it's getting hotter and drier out there. Be careful this weekend, or we could start seeing more brush and wildfires start to burn. Got a warning this morning, especially from the experts, on what we can all do to lend a helping hand. But before we get you going on this Friday morning, we do want to say good morning to you and thank you for waking up with ABC 15 Mornings. I'm Kaylee O'Kelly, our Nick Saletti, social distancing from home. We do want to get you right to Iris Hermosillo, who is taking a look at this forecast. There are some welcome changes coming our way, it sounds like, compared to yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Temperatures are going to begin to trend down starting today. Now, we're still talking temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees above the normal high for this time of year, but it's a start. Temperatures are dropping. That's the good news. Now, unfortunately, as we head into the weekend, some other changes, more moisture, a chance for thunderstorms. And now, not only do we have to worry about the wildfire risk because of those temperatures and the dry conditions, but now lightning could be a problem for us this weekend, too, with any thunderstorms that get going, especially over the higher terrain. We're going to talk more about that. But right now, I wanted to start off by showing you a view of downtown Phoenix, which you can't see from there that well, are those clouds that have moved in. And those clouds kind of trapped in the heat overnight, so it's making for a very mild morning. We're only at 76 degrees right now in Phoenix. That's actually a degree warmer than just the last hour. So that'll show you rather how those clouds really can affect our temperatures, helping them stay a little bit warmer, elevated, trapping in the heat. Our temperature in Chandler into the upper 60s, also Glendale into the upper 60s, but we're in the 70s in Mesa and in Goodyear. So a warmer start to the day, and today overall we'll make it back into the hundreds, but we'll end up about 3 degrees cooler than yesterday as we top out at 103 degrees this afternoon. We'll talk about those storm chances for the weekend, and we'll continue to show you those temperatures that are trending down. I'll show you how low they go next week in that 7-day forecast.
All right, Iris, thank you for that. You know, after closing several weeks ago, salons and barbershops can reopen today. It is all part of Governor Ducey's Return Stronger plan, laying out when certain businesses can open their doors. Our Mark Thompson live this morning. And Mark, employees are now faced with a tough decision.
I mean, a really tough decision. Kaylee, good morning to you. Employees, they've got to decide whether to either go back to work and start earning a living again, or stay at home and then reduce the risk of coming down with the coronavirus from either an employee or even a customer. But barbershops and salons, they are able to open today, and they'll be able to do all of their essential services, cutting hair and doing nails and providing other services as well. But no walk-ins will be allowed, and according to the governor, everything must be by appointment only. Fewer customers inside, kept 6 feet apart, and sanitizing stations there. So what protections do you have if you feel that it's not safe to go back to work? Well, in general, as an employee, you do not have a right to refuse to work because you feel unsafe at the workplace. According to an ASU unemployment law professor, you can, however, file a complaint with the state's Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
But it's not an easy remedy. If they left the workplace in that instance, they could be replaced. And even if they weren't replaced, they might be fired. And if they were ultimately successful in a legal claim, that could take a couple of years.
Yeah, that's right. And if you decide that you do not want to go back to work, you most likely will not be able to collect unemployment insurance. That's very important, either from the state or from the Federal CARES Act. Reporting live this morning, Mark Thompson, ABC 15 Arizona. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. Also opening today, Phoenix Premium Outlets in Chandler. Management there telling us employees will be screened before their shift and they will be wearing masks. The shopping centers will also limit the number of people inside, and you're going to see those floor decals. Maybe you've seen those at your grocery store. Signs will also be in place to help manage traffic flow. Common areas will be sanitized nightly, and Arizona Mills Mall opens next week. Also opening the outdoor parts of Golfland at Golfland Sunsplash in Mesa. That would include mini golf, bumper cars, and some water slides. Sunsplash, by the way, will remain closed.
Well, one of Arizona's mayors going on national TV calling out Governor Doug Ducey. Tucson Mayor Regina Romero telling ABC News the governor's plans to reopen the state are based on his political agenda and not science.
Unfortunately, Governor Ducey here in Arizona decided to lift restrictions much sooner than what the data is telling us we should be doing.
Mayor Romero went on to say there is very little cities, towns, and counties can do about this because the governor's state of emergency declaration leaves those big decisions on lifting restrictions up to him alone.
So where does Arizona stand when it comes to COVID-19 cases? Well, the latest numbers from the state revealing we are inching closer to 10,000 confirmed cases. We can also tell you 450 Arizonans have died because of the virus, and that number is expected to go up as tomorrow the state will do its second testing blitz. And we are learning of the first known pediatric death in our state related to coronavirus. Health officials in Yuma County are saying that the child did have serious underlying medical conditions.
Meantime, nursing homes have become hotspots for the coronavirus. The federal government will begin posting the names of long-term care facilities with outbreaks and the number of cases reported there. Now, this is something that we have been pushing our state leaders to do now for weeks. But federal officials call this critical information. Those words from the administrator for the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid. She says her agency will release data on nursing homes publicly in the near future.
Well, the Navajo Nation is about to begin what could be its final weekend-long curfew as officials there are working to curb that rising number of coronavirus cases there. The total is now getting close to 3,000. The Navajo Nation president asking families to stay inside their homes from 8 o'clock tonight through early Monday morning. The police department will set up checkpoints to give citations. And right now, volunteers are on their way to the Navajo Nation, delivering some much needed supplies. A group of businesses and nonprofits teaming up to collect essential items for people who can't get to the grocery store. And we did catch up with one of the organizers who is from the Navajo Nation and still has family living there.
That's one of the things culturally, right, is your home and family during a time of crisis. And so when you're faced with something like this, it tells you to be apart. How can you be together when you're apart? And so this is one of the ways that we're connecting with our family and our loved ones from back home.
And it's giving so many others an opportunity to do something to give, right? Organizers are hoping to plan another donation drive, they say, in the very near future.
6:07 in response to the rising temperatures outside, United Food Bank is changing up its hours for its food distribution event at the Mesa Convention Center today. People can stop by between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. to pick up groceries. A volunteer will put them right inside your trunk. United Food Bank is holding these drive-through events every Wednesday and Friday, again at the Mesa Convention Center.
Well, if you are struggling to find things that are maybe sold out at the grocery store every time you go, these ads on social media, you know, they can be very tempting, but beware before you buy something that you see maybe on Facebook or Instagram. And here's why.
Charmin is a popular brand for toilet paper, but for a lot of shoppers, it's really tough to find. Ben Hart found a Facebook ad for 30 rolls, but weeks later,
this is what we got. I says, you're kidding me.
For $40, he got 30 toddler-size rolls.
That's a roll of toilet paper. That's what they said.
Not only is it about a fifth the size of a real roll, the paper is not stamped with the Charmin logo.
This is a scam, just an out-and-out scam.
Complaints are also soaring about fake N95 face masks and other items sold at high prices in online ads. Ben calls this a life lesson. Still trying to figure out where these teeny rolls came from.
I don't know how they did that.
Oh, I mean, wouldn't you just be so fired up if you've opened up a box like this? Toddler rolls? Come on. So bottom line, if something does sound too good to be true, it probably is. I want to tell you about this. It's another special flyover across the valley, and it is happening today. The Commemorative Air Force will take to the skies at 8:30 this morning, all to celebrate the 75th anniversary of VE Day, and that is when Allies officially accepted Nazi Germany's surrender in World War II.
Still ahead on ABC15 Mornings, while some companies are laying off or slashing wages, others are offering hazard pay for people who have to go into work, but it may not be there forever. Plus, don't forget about celebrating Mom this weekend. Our smart shopper Chelsea Davis testing out some life hacks to help pamper your mom.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
Kind of looks like an early Sunday morning out there. By the way, a reminder for you, Sunday is Mother's Day. These days are running together. It's very easy to forget. We wouldn't want to do that for mom, right? At 6:12, you can see with our Desert Drive time traffic from Accident Law Group, this is the 10 eastbound at the mini stack.
Well, let's talk about that most accurate forecast as we are kicking off the day with a lot of cloud cover out there. Looking live with our South Mountain camera, those clouds spreading in really since yesterday. We saw a few of them, but overnight especially. But what you're not seeing on satellite clouds and radar is any green, no rain out there. It's just clouds that have been streaming in here overnight. But those clouds trapping in the warmth overnight. So it is a milder morning. Not a huge difference from yesterday, but we're about 3 degrees warmer in Phoenix at Sky Harbor. We're about 9 degrees warmer right now in Payson than we were 24 hours ago, but because of those clouds. In northern Arizona, right near Page, Winslow and Window Rock, less cloud cover. Temperatures have gotten colder up there here this morning. So let's talk about those current conditions. We're at 35 degrees right now in Flagstaff. It's 30 and below freezing at the Grand Canyon. Mid-40s right now in Winslow. Payson, you're waking up to 64. We've cooled into the mid-50s in Prescott and Phoenix Sky Harbor right at 76 degrees. Across the valley, more 70s than 60s this morning, but it's still some relief from the heat that we felt yesterday. Yesterday, we topped out at 106 degrees. So overnight, we've cooled into the 60s to low 70s. Comfortable if you want to get outside maybe for a morning walk. Temperatures, though, will be warming back into the hundreds this afternoon. So be mindful of that. But know, too, that the warm up will be a little slower today than yesterday because it's not going to be as hot today as it was yesterday. So we'll be back to 90, but not until about 10 a.m. We'll be into the mid 90s today by lunchtime, and then we'll see the hundreds, but not until about 2 o'clock this afternoon for Phoenix. And then we'll see that high temperature of 103 by around 4 o'clock, hundreds through 6 p.m. And then we're right back down into the 90s. Should be a nice evening here in case you want to go out for a walk on this Friday evening. Partly cloudy conditions through the day today, but we will stay dry in the valley today. Temperatures across the East Valley reaching 102 in Queen Creek, 103 in Tempe, and 102 in Scottsdale. Cave Creek dropping into the upper 90s today. In Anthem, you will drop into the 90s as well, so a little cooler than you've been the last few days. And that's the case across the valley. Temperatures a little lower than the last few days, but still well above the average high for this time of year. Looks like we're going to see some improvements to our air quality. The clouds will be helpful because ozone, one of the big contributors to ozone, one of the big ingredients is sunshine. And so with a little less sunshine, a little more cloud cover, that should hopefully drop those ozone levels a bit today into the moderate range. But tomorrow we could see them climb back to unhealthy levels. So it's possible we'll be back under a high pollution advisory tomorrow. Temperatures across the state topping out at 103 today in Phoenix, 103 out west in Lake Havasu, 92 in Globe, and in Tucson, 94. There's also a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms in far southeast Arizona today. Then over the weekend, that storm chance climbs across the higher terrain, especially by Sunday afternoon. We're talking the potential for thunderstorms that could produce some gusty winds, but also some dangerous lightning that could lead to more wildfires. So a dangerous situation when it comes to those thunderstorms that are possible, especially in the high country this weekend. Notice the valley, a 10% chance for rain now on Mother's Day. I don't think we're going to see much, but there's that chance we get an isolated storm as temperatures drop to about 100 on Mother's Day, and then into the 90s next week, closer to normal by the middle of next week. So that'll be a nice change.
All right, Iris, thank you for that. It is almost 6:16, behind bars and facing murder charges. Authorities in Georgia arresting 2 men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery back in February. This is a story that's getting a lot of national attention. His family says he was out for a run. He was unarmed when he was shot. The men told police they believed he was a burglary suspect. The Justice Department is dropping the criminal case against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Flynn pleading guilty to lying to the FBI during the Russia probe, but later withdrew his plea. The Justice Department concluding that Flynn's statements were, quote, not material to any viable counterintelligence investigation.
As more states begin allowing businesses to reopen amid this pandemic, there's some questions about hazard pay for workers. According to a survey from the nonprofit professional association World at Work, 1 in 4 companies that require employees to be on site are offering hazard pay. Amazon is extending its extra $2 an hour for workers through mid-May. Target extending its pay increase until the end of this month.
When that expires, has the medical, the healthcare side of this improved? Are the numbers lower so the risk isn't so high? Or will the risk still be every bit as significant as it has been?
Meantime, Senate Democrats are proposing giving hazard pay to healthcare workers and other essential workers like grocery store clerks and truck drivers. As part of the next relief bill, workers would get up to $25,000 through the end of the year. Republican Senator Mitt Romney from Utah is working on a similar proposal.
I'm your smart shopper, Chelsea Davis, working from home, and this is my mom. A little throwback to when she's holding me as a baby Chelsea. As you're well aware, this weekend is Mother's Day. So today, I'm going to test out different hacks for a DIY spa treatment in case that's how you want to celebrate. So I'll let you know if they're bull or no bull. First up, did you notice that my hair's not done yet? That's because we're testing a volumizing sea spray that we saw on the pennyhoarder.com. For this volumizer, we combine a cup of hot water with about a tablespoon of Epsom salt. Then we added aloe and a little bit of conditioner for softness. Let it cool. You can also add essential oil if you have some at home. Then we put the mixture into an empty spray bottle. You should be able to use this on damp or dry hair like mine. Bend over, spray, and zhuzh. Scrunch it and flip it up. Where does this hack rank on our bull or no bull meter? I'm going with no bull because my hair feels nice, soft, and healthy, and like I just went to the beach without going to the beach. The Penny Hoarder site says the off-the-shelf cost is about $15. The DIY version, about $1. Talk about savings. Well, how about a manicure? If you have clear nail polish, you are in luck because you can make your own colors. I saw this one all over the internet. We decided to pour the clear nail polish into a clear cup. Then we mashed up the eyeshadows. We chose 2 different colors, one purple and one blue. Then we dumped the eyeshadow into the clear nail mixture and stirred it up. I grabbed a brush and applied the new nail color to my nails. The more eyeshadow you add, the more pigmented or richer the color will be. After just one application, I'd say that's the manicure. I'm going with Noble. Looks nice, right? Well, I also found another fun hack. It's a DIY sugar scrub. I'm going to put that online for you as well as some other hacks that I found. Also check out the deals for Mother's Day to help celebrate. Go to abc15.com/smartshopper.
2020! Yes.
Well, giving them something to celebrate, right? This is Camelback High School hoping to put some smiles on the faces of graduating seniors who could really use it right now. They have missed out on so many traditional milestones because of this pandemic. The school hosting a drive-through event where graduates could pick up a special sign to put in their yard, donated by Tri-Arc Architecture and Design and AZ Pro. Students could also pick up their cap and gowns. Camelback, by the way, is planning a drive-through graduation with some special surprises. And our own Camelback High grad, Iris Hermosillo, this has to be so heartwarming to you, especially because it's personal.
Well, yeah, and I can't imagine, what it feels like to go through your senior year and to have to experience this, right? And not get to have a normal graduation. I will tell you, I run by there occasionally still, and they've got these signs up that say, "We miss you, we'll see you in August." So I think they're really doing their best to try to make these students feel special.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough right now, and it looks like the kids are really enjoying it. So that's a win-win. Glad that we could pull you in on this too, right? Celebrate your alma mater. It's
we
awesome.
love it. Yeah. Exactly. Go Spartans.
Oh, sorry guys, didn't mean to interrupt. Hey, coming up still a lot to get to. We love them for their, well, cold beer and cheeseburgers, of course. We are spotlighting this Valley staple in our We're Open Arizona segment this morning.
Friends and family gathering around the table for a meal or a drink. A lot of people cannot wait to get back to that as restaurants say We're Open Arizona. As part of our special project, The Rebound Arizona, we're talking to a man behind several Valley staples about changes he's made and why he's taking this time to focus on others.
The game is on, the beer is poured, the grill is fired up. Cold beers and cheeseburgers is the place to be. We know firsthand. And like sporting events, it's all about the feeling of community.
Parents with small children and their parents and everybody in between. It's lively, and I just think it appeals to a mass amount of people.
That's Barrett Rensler, president and CEO of Square One Concepts, behind restaurants like The Funky Monk, Famous 48, and Bourbon and Bones. But he wanted cold beers and cheeseburgers to go back to the delicious basics.
Concentrate on literally burgers and beer rather than all the other things that we were serving.
While they've grown from one location to a dozen in the valley, your neighborhood burger joint is still that, focused on the neighborhood.
Whether it's Chandler or Gilbert or Ahwatukee or Phoenix or Scottsdale or wherever, and we're very cognizant of sort of meshing with the local community.
But with the coronavirus outbreak and social distancing, Rinsler says they had to regroup because they were not designed for takeout.
It's a strange time. Nothing I've ever seen before in almost 30 years of being in the restaurant and bar business. I've had to sort of switch on the fly.
And they did, not only changing to takeout, but making changes inside to protect diners when they do come back.
Something that you never really thought was that great, that you probably took for granted, is just literally having a meal out of your house. And I think that's the thing that people are just, it's kind of that they're craving.
Slowly but surely, businesses are reopening thanks to efforts made by communities across the state, which is why Rinsler wants to say thank you to those who have taken care of all of us.
Cold Beers Cares program that we came up with. We're doing meals for hospital workers and frontline first responders and things like that. So we just wanted to take an extra step for this month.
Every Tuesday in May, healthcare workers and frontline staff can get a free lunch from 1 to 3. Just another way meals bring us together.
Food is life, right? So come out, support your local food, support your local restaurants.
And like he said, it is all about supporting local. So we put a whole list of resources online: restaurants, businesses hiring now, even unemployment resources. It is all in one place at abc15.com/rebound.
All right, Justin, thank you for that. Up next here on this Friday morning at 6:30, a brush fire east of the valley, forcing families out of their homes and crews forced to fight these flames in the heat.
And as you just heard, restaurants are preparing to open soon, but is it safe? I'm Mark Thompson. I'll break down the new restrictions for both owners and customers. That's straight ahead.